Hey everybody, and welcome back for another deep dive.
Yeah.
You ready to get into it?
Really?
Today we are talking Morgan Wallen.
Morgan Wallen, the stadium takeover.
Yeah, so this is pretty crazy. I mean, he is a bona fide superstar.
Yeah.
But his 2025 tour is going to be massive. We're talking stadiums, we're talking
Records. Controversies.
Yeah, it's going to be wild. So let's get into it.
All right, first off, let's just address like how huge this guy is.
Yeah.
I mean, his One Night at a Time tour, highest selling country tour in history.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even a question. Over 3 million fans, 10 countries.
That's insane.
That's insane. And on top of that, he got 2 Pollstar Award nominations for it. Major Tour of the Year and Country Tour of the Year.
That's a big deal.
Huge.
Like, that's not just like he's doing something right.
Well, I think what's really interesting is that it shows like country music is not just like this niche genre anymore.
Totally.
Like it's appealing to huge audiences like globally.
Yeah.
And Wallen is like right at the forefront of that whole wave.
Totally. So now he's got the I'm the Problem tour coming up.
Yeah.
Same name as his album.
Yep.
Dropping soon.
Yeah. Just dropped the title track, actually.
Oh, nice. I haven't heard that yet.
You got to check it out.
I will. And he's going to Camp Randall Stadium in Madison, Wisconsin.
Yeah. What?
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Because they haven't had a concert there since 1997.
I know. It's like opening up a musical time capsule or something.
It's wild. Like, Camp Randall is known for the Wisconsin Badgers.
Right. It's a football stadium.
Football.
Not a concert venue.
So this is huge. And I just...
In 1997? Like, come on.
I know. Like, almost 30 years ago.
Almost 30 years.
That's crazy. And I imagine, like, a Wallen concert in that venue.
Yeah.
With all that energy after all that time. It's got to be electric.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, think about it. Like, could this change things? Could we see more stadiums that primarily host sports opening up to concerts?
It's an interesting question.
Yeah.
Like, what would that mean for artists and fans? You know, it raises a whole bunch of questions.
Definitely. And here's another thing. Camp Randall just recently approved alcohol sales.
Oh, really?
And some people are saying that might be like a big factor in bringing concerts back.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense from like a business perspective, right?
Totally.
Like alcohol sales, that's a major revenue stream for these big events.
Yeah.
So allowing alcohol could have made Camp Randall way more attractive to promoters.
And not just for country.
Exactly.
Like any genre.
Yeah.
And even Jason King from UW Athletics said alcohol sales enhance the fan experience and help attract major shows.
Makes you wonder if we're going to see other venues kind of change in their policies to compete for these acts.
Yeah. I mean, could this be like the beginning of a trend?
It's definitely something to watch.
For sure. And if you're finding this deep dive as insightful as we are, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, keep those notifications on.
We got more deep dives just like this coming at you all the time, and you are not going to believe this. Wallen's Camp Randall show is the same day as Summerfest in Milwaukee. And guess who's headline in Summerfest?
Who?
Megan Thee Stallion.
Oh, wow.
Talk about a clash of the titans.
That's a tough choice.
I know.
Like, do you go for the country superstar in this historic venue?
Right.
Or do you go for, like, the hip-hop queen at one of the biggest music festivals in the world?
I know.
It's a tough one.
What do you do?
And it really just highlights how much the music scene is thriving right now.
It really does. Like, it's almost like a referendum on what kind of music fan you are.
Yeah.
Country or hip-hop.
Yeah.
Stadium show or festival.
You can only pick one.
I know. And they're both amazing options, but you can't be in two places at once.
You can't be in two places at once.
That's the problem.
Right.
It'll be interesting to see which event draws the bigger crowd.
For sure, for sure.
But, you know, this kind of competition,
It's good.
it's good for everybody.
It's good for everyone.
It pushes artists to deliver their best.
Yeah.
It gives fans more choices.
More options.
Yeah.
And everybody wins.
Okay, so we can't talk about Morgan Wallen without addressing the elephant in the room.
Yeah.
We got to talk about the 2021 incident.
Yeah.
He was caught using a racial slur.
It was a massive controversy.
Yeah, and there's no denying the harm that was caused by his actions.
Right. And I think it's important to acknowledge, like, the impact of his words and his subsequent apology. I mean, he did face serious consequences.
Yeah, he was suspended by his record label.
Right.
He was removed from award show nominations.
And yet his commercial success hasn't really waned despite all of that.
It's a tough question, though. Like, how do we as fans and as a society reconcile an artist's personal failings
Right.
with their artistic contributions?
That's a big one.
It's a big one.
And I think it's a conversation that extends beyond just Wallen.
Yeah.
It touches on like these broader issues of accountability and forgiveness and the role of art in society.
Totally. And it's a conversation we need to have. We can't just sweep these issues under the rug. But despite the controversy, there's no denying that Wallen's music has resonated with millions of fans.
It has.
And in 2024, 2 of his albums, One Thing at a Time and Dangerous, the double album, remained in the Billboard 200's top 10.
Wow.
And those albums came out in previous years, so
Yeah.
they're still up there.
Still going strong.
And let's not forget his collab with Post Malone, I Had Some Help, one of the biggest songs of the year. Huge. And he even won the CMA Entertainer of the Year award.
Yeah.
I mean, what's fascinating is that his music has this staying power.
Right.
It's clearly connecting with listeners on a deep level.
Yeah.
And that begs the question, like, what is it about his music that resonates so strongly?
I don't know. It's something we got to figure out.
We got to dive deeper.
We got to dive deeper.
All right, everybody, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll be back to get to the bottom of this Morgan Wallen phenomenon.
Can't wait.
Stay tuned. Like, it taps into something universal.
Yeah.
Something that goes beyond genre or background.
Totally.
It's not just country. It's got elements of rock pop, even hip-hop woven in.
Right.
It's like he's created his own blend.
His own genre blend, yeah. And that's, I think, a big part of his appeal.
Yeah.
He's pulling in fans who might not typically listen to country music,
Right.
creating this whole new audience.
Yeah.
It's like he's bridging musical worlds.
Yeah, I've heard some critics call it pop country,
Yeah.
but that feels like it misses the mark.
Yeah. I hear
Like
that.
he's not trying to fit in a box.
Yeah.
He's making music that's authentic to him.
Right. And that's what resonates with people.
Totally. And you can feel it in his lyrics, too.
Absolutely.
They're raw. They're honest, often dealing with heartbreak, love, loss.
Yeah.
The everyday struggles we all face.
Like real life stuff.
Yeah, it's like he's given voice to the things people feel but don't always say out loud.
I think that's a great point.
You know?
It's relatable.
It's relatable.
No matter who you are, what you've been through,
Yeah.
there's a vulnerability there.
Yes.
That's really compelling.
He's not afraid to show his flaws, his struggles.
Right.
And that makes him even more human.
More relatable.
More relatable, exactly.
Yeah.
There's also this nostalgic quality to his music.
Oh, totally.
Like a time machine.
Yeah.
Back to simpler times, maybe your teenage years, your first love.
Yeah. It taps into that longing for the past
Yeah.
that a lot of people feel, especially now.
Special now.
The world feels so complex and uncertain.
Yeah, it's like escapism, but in a good way.
Exactly.
You know, it gives you a break from the stress and the chaos of everyday life.
And that blend of country and other influences gives it this really unique sound.
Yeah.
Sets him apart.
He's not afraid to experiment,
Right.
to push the boundaries of what country music can be.
And that's refreshing.
Uh,
Like country music can sometimes feel kind of formulaic, you know?
Yeah,
But he's bringing something fresh and exciting.
totally. And his success could be a turning point for country music,
I think so.
you know?
Yeah.
Like, it could open doors for other artists
Right.
who are blending genres,
Right.
who are pushing those boundaries.
Exactly.
Imagine a whole wave of new country artists
Yeah.
inspired by Wallen
Uh-huh.
who are unafraid to experiment and break the mold.
It could reshape the entire landscape of country music.
It really could. All right, so if you're loving this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button.
Yes.
Subscribe to our channel.
Hit that notification bell.
We've got tons more insightful episodes coming your way. But back to Wallen. His music isn't just about sound.
No.
It's about culture, too.
It's about culture, absolutely.
What does his rise to fame tell us about American culture today?
Oh, that's a really interesting question.
That's a big one.
One interpretation is that his popularity reflects kind of like a growing nostalgia for traditional values, simpler times rural life.
Okay.
Like his music evokes this sense of longing for the past,
Yeah,
you know, for a time when things felt less complicated.
right.
And I think that can be very appealing. In a world that feels increasingly chaotic and uncertain.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like he's offered a refuge from the pressures of modern life.
Yeah.
And escape from the constant bombardment of information and technology.
And let's not forget, his music often deals with themes that are considered taboo or controversial.
Right.
Things like drinking, party, and relationships.
Yeah.
He's not afraid to sing about real life, even if it's messy or politically incorrect.
Right.
And I think that can be really liberating for listeners who feel stifled by social norms and expectations.
Yeah, like he's given them permission to be themselves.
Exactly.
To embrace their imperfections.
Embrace your imperfections.
Yeah, but it's crucial to acknowledge that not everyone views his music through the same lens.
Of course.
Right.
Yeah.
Some see his success as a rejection of political correctness and woke culture.
Right.
They see it as a backlash against what they perceive as excessive sensitivity and censorship.
It's a really nuanced conversation.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to consider all perspectives and to acknowledge that there are valid arguments on both sides.
Yeah.
The key is to engage in a respectful dialogue
Absolutely.
and to try to understand where each other is coming from.
Exactly. And while it's tempting to try to pin down one definitive explanation for Wallen's popularity,
Right.
the truth is it's likely a complex interplay of many factors.
Absolutely.
His talent, his authenticity, his ability to connect with listeners on an emotional level,
Yeah.
and the cultural moment we're living in.
I mean, we can't forget the cultural moment. And I
Yeah.
think it's important to acknowledge that despite the controversies,
Yeah,
Wallen's music has this remarkable ability to bring people together.
it does.
His concerts attract these diverse crowds from all walks of life.
Yeah, it's a testament to the power of music,
It really is.
to transcend social and cultural barriers,
Yeah.
and to create a shared experience that unites people.
For those few hours at a concert, everything else fades away.
Right.
Everyone's just there for the music,
Yeah.
singing along to the same songs,
Yeah.
sharing the same emotions.
It's a powerful reminder that despite our differences, we all share a common human experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And, these are just our interpretations.
Right.
We want to hear from you.
Yeah. What do you think?
What resonates with you about Wallen's music?
What questions do you have?
What insights can you offer?
Share your thoughts in the comments below.
Yes, and if you're enjoying this deep dive, hit that like button.
Hit that like button.
Subscribe to our channel.
Yeah, we appreciate you.
We're always exploring fascinating topics and bringing you new perspectives.
New perspective.
But for now, let's take a breath.
Yeah.
Get ready for the final part of our Morgan Wallen deep dive.
We're going to get into the future.
Yeah, we'll be exploring the future of his career and his potential impact on the music industry as a whole.
I'm excited.
I am too. Okay, so we're back for the final part of our deep dive into Morgan Wallen.
The final act.
The final act, yeah. We've talked about his record-breaking success, the controversies, the cultural impact,
All of
it.
Yeah.
Now we got to look ahead. What's next for this country music titan?
Yeah, I mean, the guy has already achieved what most artists only dream of.
Right.
But he's still young in his career, so where does he go from here?
That is the question, isn't it?
It is a big question.
One thing's for sure, though, he's not slowing down.
No.
His I'm the Problem tour is already making waves. Tickets are selling out like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, those stadium shows are going to be something else.
I know, and he's got a new album on the way. He's not running out of ideas anytime soon.
No, he's not.
But the question is, will he stick with this winning formula?
Yeah.
Or is he going to try to evolve his sound even further?
I think he's got that drive
Yeah.
to push boundaries.
Right. He's already incorporated those rock, pop, hip-hop influences.
Exactly.
What if he takes it even further?
Yeah.
What if he starts collaborating with artists from completely different genres?
Now that would be interesting.
Imagine a Morgan Wallen EDM track.
Whoa.
Or maybe a collab with a Latin pop star.
That'd be wild.
That would blow people's minds.
I think it would be really cool to see what he does next.
Yeah. And let's not forget, he's also an entrepreneur.
Oh, yeah. He's got his own whiskey brand.
He does. Could he expand into other ventures?
I mean, fashion.
Fashion tech?
Why not?
He's shown he's got a good head for business.
He does.
This success could open up a lot of doors for him.
Absolutely.
And his success could also impact the music industry as a whole.
How so?
Well, think about it. He's shown there's a huge audience for this blend of country and other genres.
Right.
Could this pave the way for other artists who are blurring the lines between genres?
I think it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah.
He's challenging the traditional definition of what country music can be.
Totally.
And I think that could lead to more diversity and inclusivity in the genre.
Yeah. And a new generation of country stars
A new generation.
who are inspired by Wallen's willingness to experiment.
And to break the mold.
To break the mold. Exactly. It is exciting. A more diverse, inclusive, innovative country music scene would be amazing.
It would.
But we got to be real. Those controversies from his past are going to keep following him.
Yeah, that's true.
How he navigates that moving forward, that's going to be really crucial.
It's a delicate balance.
It is.
He's got to stay true to himself and his music,
Right.
but also show that he's learned from his mistakes.
Yeah, and it's not just about words. It's about actions.
Exactly.
Will he use his platform to advocate for positive change?
Right. Well, we see him supporting causes that promote understanding and equality.
These are big questions.
Big questions.
Only time will tell how it all plays out.
Only time will tell.
But regardless of what the future holds, Morgan Wallen has already left a mark on the music industry.
Oh, absolutely.
He's shaken things up, he's challenged conventions, and he's attracted this massive, devoted following.
He has. You got to give him that.
Yeah, love him or hate him, there's no denying his impact.
I agree.
He's one of the most talked about artists of our time.
For sure.
And his music has sparked all these important conversations about genre culture accountability.
It's bigger than just the music.
It really is. So what kind of lasting impact will Morgan Wallen have on the music industry?
Well, that's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
It is. It's a question that will be debated for years to come.
It will.
But one thing's for sure, his story's not over yet.
Oh, no, not even close.
And that's what makes it so fascinating.
We're watching the evolution of an artist in real time.
In real time.
Where he goes from here is anyone's guess.
Anyone's guess.
But it's going to be a wild ride, that's for sure.
He's going to be a wild ride.
Yeah.
Well, there you have it, folks. Our deep dive into the world of Morgan Wallen.
Hope you enjoyed it.
We hope you enjoyed it. We hope you found it insightful and thought-provoking.
Yeah.
We've covered a lot of ground, but there's always more to explore.
Always more.
Music is subjective.
Yeah.
What resonates with one person might not resonate with another.
That's the beauty of it.
What matters is that we engage in respectful dialogue.
Yeah.
And try to understand different perspectives.
Absolutely.
If you enjoyed this deep dive, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel.
We appreciate you.
We do. We've got a ton of other fascinating topics coming your way.
We do.
Until next time, keep those ears open.
Keep them open.
And those minds curious.
Stay curious.